What is the duty of the pastor? Sometimes God says this is what you have to do. That's the duty. We have this idea, God called me to pastor a church, and we're going to have this great big church. No, 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 no. That's not the way it works. God's going to give you like a podunk-looking church. God's going to put you in an area you are uncomfortable with. That's what he did with Jonah. He knew Jonah's heart. God didn't negotiate with Jonah, did he? God didn't say, hey, look, I know what you got problems. I know you got a problem with those people. You know, they ain't your race and all blah, blah, blah. And so, look, I'm going to send you down to the region. No, he didn't. He said, go. And God knew his heart. And when we run from God and we run from the will of God and we run from the work of God, listen, it's because we dislike the duty God's given us. Number two, he didn't like the people. And the reason why we don't obey the will of God is because we don't like the people God wants us to reach. I don't want those kind of people in the church. Surely, Lord, that's not what you're giving me. That little church in Norfolk I mentioned, I pastored that church for 5 months. Man, they loved the preaching. They told me in the little meeting just before they told me I had to go, they said, man, you're a fantastic preacher. You're a wonderful preacher, but you're not a good pastor. And here was their reasoning, amongst several other things they mentioned. They said, because the first thing you said you were going to do when you came here, one guy said, it scared the whole congregation. There's people that didn't want to come back because of what you said. And I'm thinking in my mind, oh, snap, I may have said all kinds of stuff. I don't know. And they said, you said that you were going to start knocking on doors in this area by starting at the door across the street. They said, we don't want people in this neighborhood to come to church here. That's truth. And I said, and I was like, Angel, y'all, I said, I'm going to get out of here. A brick's going to fall and hit me or something because this place is fixing to come down on you. That's what they said. You see, sometimes we don't obey the duty of God, God's will, because we don't like the duty and we don't like the people. We had a trunk or treat that year. 66 kids came through. I thought, this is great. This is the first year. Hey, man, this is good. We were handing out gospel tracts, telling about the church. There was people, they lived in that neighborhood. They were with moms and dads, and I was talking to Dad, and they were like, yeah, we always wondered what kind of church this was. Good to meet you, Pastor. We drive by here all the time, but we never really see it open. But good, we got something going on, they said. And that scared the people that I was doing that. Scared them. I said, we're going to start a Sunday night service. That scared them. Because they didn't want to be in that neighborhood with those people at that time of night. Yes. And let me tell you something about that church. That church was started by the neighborhood. Miss Candy, it was on Glen Rock Road, Popular Hall, Glen Rock Road, Military Circle. And that church was started before 264 was put in. Because Glen Rock goes right across where 264. It just goes right on the other side. That means that 264 was not there. Glen Rock went straight across. And they reached the children. That church was built. That church was started in the 50s by Pastor Hendricks to reach the children in the neighborhood. And one of them was a little boy that would go through on his bicycle. A little, troublemaking little boy. And I heard his testimony. And the preacher says, son, get up here on this roof. You're going to help me lay tar. Boy, those days are over, aren't they? And that little boy got saved through the ministry of that church. Guess what that little boy's name is? Travis Holloway. Remember Bonnie and Travis? Travis Holloway. Still serving God. And they said, we don't like the people. We don't like the duty. And guess what happened today? Y'all look it up. Century 21's got it on the market for $1.3 million. They're selling the church because it closed down. There was a little independent Baptist church. Because they didn't like the duty, and they didn't like the people.